$1.89 million in ad spend. That's the ad account that I'm going to walk you through today. I'm going to show you how we structure it, how we scale it, how we test new creatives, and then how we can do retargeting the easy way in 2023. So I would say let's hop right into the ads account. So first things first, you're not seeing the ads account quite yet. So yeah, this account spent 1.98 million. So I would say we open the Loom, which I called earlier to walk you through the account. Because I'm going to go into a lot of technical stuff, which I want to share with you on this Google Doc so I don't forget anything. But as you can see right here, this account spent, we can open this up in the large window, this account spent $1.89 million. If we just filter by the accounts or by the campaigns that we're currently running, you can see that only 2 campaigns essentially are currently running, and they combined spent over $743,000 US, getting a below target CPA. So why only 2 accounts? How do we structure that? Is one testing, is one retargeting? I'm gonna walk you through that. So let's get back to my Google Doc right here. So first of all, we have a 2 campaign setup, one scaling and one testing CBO. So this scaling and testing is essentially combined into one campaign. I'm gonna show you how we do testing in 1 second. I'm gonna show you an actual Loom of how a good or successful test looks like. But yeah, we have essentially one ad set in here, which is only winning ads. So if we just break it down by account structure, so this is the campaign structure of that set CBO campaign. So we have one ad set, broad, which has 7 winning post IDs in here. Usually we try to aim for less than 7, but at this given moment, there are 7 ads which are just outperforming the other ones, which have different angles, different types of creatives, etc. And that's why we currently have 7. Usually, or ideally speaking, I would probably try to stay below or at 5. But yeah, for now we have 7 in there because that's the best mix that we currently have. Then we have essentially one ad set, testing, which is a DCT with 3 creatives in here, like 3 new creatives, and we simply have that set up double. So we currently do have one, broad, essentially scaling ad set in there, and then we have 2 other ad sets which are testing ad sets. So we test a maximum of 2 tests at any given time, which equals to 6 creatives, because we always have 3 creatives per test, 2 headlines, 2 ad copies, 3-2 rule. I'm sure you've heard that somewhere before, it's quite common nowadays. But dynamic creative turned on, automatic placements, both genders in this case, 18 to 65, only excluding people who purchased. And this is how we structure tests. I'm gonna again show you how we find winners in just a second, because I've recorded a separate Loom. But for now, that is the account setup, and that we have one ad set again, which has only the winning ads, which is this one. Currently there's 7 winning post IDs in there. And we cycle new creatives to test against current winning ads. If an ad set is getting spent and gets good results, we have found a new winning ad. Usually, if an ad is not getting any spend, it's simply not good enough to deserve spend. I'm gonna go more in depth in that in just a second. But what we want to do is we let the Facebook algorithm thrive, or we let it shine. We want to give it the maximum amount of control that we can give it, and therefore we don't do any targeting, we don't do any gimmicks, hacks, ABO, CBO, cost cap. I don't know. Just one scaling campaign essentially, and then if we find enough winners, we turn on, in this instance we have it turned on, we cycle in a scaling and an Advantage Plus horizontal scaling effort. The important thing to know or to keep in mind about Advantage Plus is that it has a different algorithm than the normal campaign. It's not justified to only run Advantage Plus as it's more aggressive in its algorithm. Think about Advantage Plus is more of a retargeting campaign essentially. The frequency goes up faster, it's way more aggressive, it goes after a smaller audience. Facebook knows who's about to purchase. So even if somebody was on your competitor's website and they are within buying cycle, it might show your ad to those people, which is good. Don't get me wrong. Advantage Plus is a great invention. It's cheap CPAs, but never ever run it as your only scaling effort, because you're only gonna mess up your ad account this way, because you're not reaching a broad enough of an audience to really succeed to scale up, right? So that is the campaign structure for our CBO, and then again for our Advantage Plus. And for our Advantage Plus campaign, again, we have just one ad set, which is broad because we can't target on Advantage Plus, and we have all 7 winning post IDs, which are the same exact 7 winning post IDs, which we have in our CBO structure as well. When it comes to scaling, it's so simple. You just adjust the budgets if needed. Simply increase the budgets by 10 to 20% every 24 hours. There's nothing like super right or wrong, just don't increase it too much, because especially with a CBO in that broad post ID, etc., it could be that it gets out of loading phase, and we don't want that. We want stability. So I value slow growth or slower growth over doubling, tripling budgets overnight. Again, if you bootstrap especially, this makes way more sense. Now into the juicy part, testing. We have one ad set per new test. Again, every single ad set in here or in the scaling pin looks the same. It's all broad, like this one is broad targeting, this one is broad targeting, and then we have automatic placements, the same headlines, age ranges, etc. Basically everything is the same, and we only change one variable per test. And if we want to test creatives, we keep everything else the same. It's going to be the same headlines, same targeting, same age range, same countries, same exclusions, again, same everything, because we only want to test the creatives. So how do we find winners? In our instance, we found out that winners get spent from Facebook and get a good CPA. Bad ads don't get spent. So if you because a lot of people think if you have a CBO campaign, Facebook is favoring the post IDs. Facebook is favoring the ads which are already good at getting good results. And that is not the case. Bad ads don't get spent and winners do get spent. So I've recorded another Loom video for you, which shows this the best way. So first of all, we have 2 ad sets. This is in our CBO scaling campaign. We have one, this one is the one with post IDs, getting $830 spent, and there are, I think there's one other test running at that time, but again, I just filtered out for these 2 so you can really see the effect that a winning ad has, how it gets spent. And again, if you look at this, this is June 12th of 2023, and again, we launched it June 13th. So look at this. Immediately looking at June 13th, it got $409 in ad spend. Again, keep in mind, first of all, let's look at the cost per purchase, right? It's lower, it's 25 and 33. I don't know if you can see it because it's quite pixelated, but it got a cheaper CPA. Facebook noticed that it got it more spent. Within one day, it stole a lot of the budget from the actual broad post ID ad set, right? And this is how the algorithm works. And then if we go to June 14th, it kept that up. It got more spent, 533, and the day before it got, it got 409. So it essentially stole more budget from, again, there was one other ad set running, but it stole more budget from that other ad set, got a stable CPA. Facebook saw that, Facebook noticed that, and gave it more spend. And again, this is what happens all the time if you find winners. Your winners are going to get ad spend. If a creative is not getting ad spend, it's not good enough in most cases. What is in those cases where you are sure your ad is awesome and it doesn't get any spend? Most of the time the algorithm is correct. It can be that the algorithm is incorrect. So what you can do is you can still set ad set minimums if you want to force spend on certain types of creatives. Again, in 99% of cases, Facebook is right. If an ad doesn't get spent, it's not deserving spend. But if you are sure that your ad is a winner, you can set ad set minimums, which then give the ad set spend, and you can check for yourself if you are right or if you're wrong. And in most cases, you're probably wrong. Then, retargeting. How do we retarget with that 2 campaign setup, you might ask? First things first, retargeting happens automatically on the ad level. Any given day, every of your ads is already doing retargeting, right? No ad has a frequency of 1. So what I want you to do and how you can run retargeting essentially is by introducing retargeting ads into your full funnel creative stack. So, analyze CPMs and frequency to find out retargeting ads on a day-to-day level. So, retargeting ads have higher CPMs and frequencies most likely, but definitely frequencies, definitely. So, I've taken the screenshot, and as you can see, this ad here spent 1,400, I think, over a 7-day span, and this other ad here spent 1,100 over a 7-day span. And if you look, first of all, if you analyze the CPMs, the one here at the bottom is cheaper. Okay, this might indicate that this is more of a prospecting ad than this one. But if you take a look at the frequencies, even though this ad got slightly more spent, but it's not really significant. Let's say they got the same amount of spend. If you look at the daily frequency, again, it's important to look at the daily per day frequency. We can see that this one had a frequency of 1.07, 1.07, 1.07, 1.03, 1.07, and usually everything below a 1.1 is, a prospecting ad. And if we compare this to the other one, which had slightly cheaper CPMs, and you can take a look at this, 1.59, 1.61, 1.58, 1.55. So this is not a prospecting ad. This is a retargeting ad. And in our example, the one at the bottom was a catalog ad, and the one at the top, like catalog images, dynamic products, and this one right here at the top was a video. So this one is definitely more of a prospecting ad, and this one is a retargeting ad. So if you cycle in, let's say, images which feature reviews, those will get higher CPMs, higher frequencies, indicating that those are retargeting ads. So essentially all you do is you take your retargeting ads, which maybe have a different offer, maybe 20% off, maybe feature a review, something which, makes your product stand out from competitors, and those will get a higher CPM and higher frequencies, therefore making them automatically retargeting campaigns. So you see, you don't need to do a lot of work when it comes to Facebook ads in 2023. Why this way? Super simple. We let the Facebook algorithm shine. We tell it, we give it the freedom to make whatever it wants. And the main hypothesis behind Facebook ads, that Facebook wants to give us the best results that they can get with our budget. Because if we get results, we want to spend more on Facebook. So why would Facebook get us bad results? If we have great ads, appeal to customers, make people buy it, then Facebook is going to get us great CPAs. And the best way to leverage the Facebook algorithm, then, if you believe in that instance, is to give it the maximum amount of freedom that you can give it. And that is by running one scaling and retargeting testing effort, one campaign full funnel, however you want to call it, and then by introducing strategic horizontal scaling efforts, Advantage Plus. Cost cap can be one as well. But again, this is how we scale to $5,000 to $10,000 a day with that setup. And in my opinion, it's the best. We use it for a lot of brands. Your brand might be different. There's no absolutes or whatever, but this is the setup that we found out to be the best. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this little live walkthrough of the ad account. And I'm going to see you in the next video.